Since that's how you're supposed to do Koongz. You know what I'm saying? That dude chose his side already, so it really ain't nothing to talk about. And as I can recall, a lot of them cats, it was a bunch of infighting over there on that side. What makes it so pathetic is that it took a white girl to bring them together, which makes that shit is egregious.
Last thing, because I know Obsidian getting. Can I get one last thing off?
I just want to interject here because there's somebody in the chat room saying a lady. I'll put it up here. A lady says exactly. You prove the point. She's targeting the black community. Why? Because it's a popular and lucrative area. It doesn't mean she cares to fix the problems. So she's supposed to fix the problems that black women have created.
Incredible.
She's supposed to fix. Hold it. She's supposed to fix the problems that black women themselves have created. Black women have made billions off of black female fuckery. Oprah Winfrey is the queen of black female fuckery, and she's made billions from it. But you're mad because now Pearly can make a couple of coins from it. That's the real problem a lot of us have with Pearl. It's time that the truth be told. You didn't say anything about Oprah Winfrey. You didn't say anything about Essence. You didn't say anything when Ebony magazine went from a proud tradition to a feminist shill. You didn't say anything about Kimberly Foster. You didn't say anything about Derrick Jackson. Don't get me started on that. You didn't say anything about Steve Harvey. You didn't say anything about all of those people for years and decades making buku money off of the fuckery of black women. But here come Pearl, and now all of a sudden you got your back up. Bitch, please.
I'm wrong, yeah. It's just too bad you don't know what it is. Brother.
Here in Chicago, she's in Chicago. Hey, Crimson, where's the video of all that nonsense that's going on here in Chicago? The violence. Crimson, you did a whole hour live stream about Pearly, but where's the videos at with all the violence that's going on here? And this goes to the other fucking fake ass broads, you fake ass broads that did them long ass videos towards Pearly. All right, y'all, peace.
Get out of there, bro.
Ass
this is too much for you.
The boy that had his man here taken.
But back in the day, when the space was a little more pure, just the fact that Pearly has consistently given feminists that work, has consistently given gynocrats that work. If she said, well, I think that slavery was embellished, you know what we would have did back in the day? Soon as the women got mad, soon as the B-dubs got mad, we'd have been like, what you want me to do about it?
Right. Anything to go against black women. What is... Y'all hate black women that much?
All right, next caller. We got a lot of people waiting. Let's bring them on. Yo.
What up?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm not here to coddle to your feelings, man. I'm sitting here like, maybe I missed something. Because you're defending Pearl and you're talking about black men, but you're not even defending yourself.
How did I defend Pearl? Tell me exactly what I said that defended Pearl.
You want to hear? Okay. What you did was you brung up how Jerry Springer had racists on his show.
Okay.
I did a reaction video.
Is that a lie?
Jerry Springer having racists
Is that
on
a
his
lie?
show.
Is that a lie?
Back.
Is that a lie?
He pushed back.
Is that a lie though?
He pushed back.
Bro.
Children. I hate what you have done to your children. That's the only thing I hate. Yes, because they're ruined. They're ruined because of what you did.
They're doing fine.
Yeah, you are.
The only thing we got to worry about is God Almighty.
Okay,
that's it.
Here's the deal.
That's it. I don't
want to
care what you say.
Okay. What you say is to get me angry and all that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, right.
You're right, because
are you going to let me finish?
Are
you going to let me finish? Okay.
Sure, I'll let you finish.
All right. The reality of the show is not about whether we know that the 6 million people died. Trust me,
no, we don't know.
They're not hiding.
I know about 30 million.
Shut your face right now.
Come on.
That's my point.
Bro. First of all, you're not going to scream at me on my own show because you wouldn't do it if you was here. You wouldn't do it if it's here. I promise you wouldn't. I promise you. I'm not no small guy.
I don't want to hear that fake
you could
tough
say,
over the internet shit. I talk like this to everybody.
Bro, and I talk like this to everyone too. So I don't know who you think you are. But you're talking in your bedroom. You're talking in your bedroom. You're talking in your bedroom. You're a grown man sitting. You're a grown man. You're a grown man sitting. You're a grown man. You're a grown man sitting in your room screaming at someone younger than you. You're a loser. You're a loser. You're a loser. Get off your block. Go get off your block. Get off your. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I'm not in my bedroom. I'm not in my bedroom. You are. And no one can hear you. This loser going crazy got over Jerry Springer.
You sold out.
I did.
Yeah. What's going on?
I just got to keep it a beam. You know, there was a couple contradictions. You was talking about not judging and shit, but you call an old boy a loser and an old man just because you was mad. I think that's lame, but you know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. You could do whatever you want. And all the way 100, what she did is not cool.
What's that? Address me. What did I do? Because what we're talking about, what I did here. I'm not. This is not Pearl's. This is not just Pearly Things. This is King Rich's channel. So all you people that come address Pearl, you go and do that when she does a caller show. When I'm doing my show, you address me and what I say.
She won't though.
But. Bro, I don't care, bruv. We're talking about what I said.
I know you don't. I know you don't care. That's what I'm pretty much trying to address.
Go on then.
You really don't care.
What do I know?
She has a handout for you.
And how do you know that? And how do you know? How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know?
Because you're in her studio.
But how do you know what? How do you know what? How do you know what our deal is, though? How do you know what the situation is? How do you know what?
I don't know the specific.
Exactly. So you're speculating, right? So you're speculating. So you're speculating. The fact that you're speculating, right?
No.
Yes, you are because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know how. How did we? How did me and Pearl meet?
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know how we met, but yeah. Oh yeah, it's a handout.
The fact that
it's a handout. It's a handout. But I had my channel. I had a channel. I had a channel before. And I was making money on it. I was making money with the channel. So if you know these things and you've pieced together what you don't know, how can you come to these conclusions? It's stupid.
You work for her.
Bro, it's my. It's like, oh my god! So how could I? Okay, cool. How does that work? How does it work?
However, she has signed a few Africans, namely King Rich's and Auntie Jenny. Now, I have no problem with a King Rich's or an Auntie Jenny. However, if we look at the contracts that they signed, you would understand the reason why I use the term colonization and colonial. Now, myself and Pearl sat down to have a conversation, and she expressed to me that she wanted to do a new segment for her show. In that segment, she said that she would like me to present a topical news show on a day-to-day basis. So I said, okay, no problem. Talk to me. What are we talking about? And she said she would want me within her studio 4 days per week. I said, okay, from what time? She said from 10 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. And I said, okay, well, that is 7 hours. I said, so working 4 to 5 days a week for 7 hours is essentially a day job. I said to her, okay, so what is my guaranteed fee at the end of the month? What is the salary? And she looks at me and she says, we do not do guarantees and we do not do salaries. So I said, so if you don't do guarantees and you don't do salaries, what is it that you actually do? And she said she does percentages. So I said, okay, cool. Well, what's the percentage? She said, Sarah, you're the high end, so you will get 70-30. So I said, fine, okay, let me listen. 70% goes to me and 30% goes to you. Now she looked at me and she said, no, 70% goes to me, Pearl, and 30% goes to me, Sarah Garvey. And that's when I started scratching my head. And I said, hang on a minute. So are you telling me that's a high-end contract for you? And she said, yes. And I said, so are you saying that JustPearlyThings Network has other people on low-end contracts? She said, yes. I said, King Riches and Auntie Jenny? She said, yes. I said, what's the low end? She said, it's 10 to 15%. So essentially, she could be owning 80% of the content, which is basically the monetized views on somebody's channel, and they only take home 15% of the money? She said, yes. I said, Pearl, how long are these contracts for? She said, 3 years. So I said, let me get this straight. You want to own me for 3 years to take 70% of my ad revenue, keep me in your studio from 10 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening for 4 to 5 days a week, and you are not guaranteeing me any money. I said respectfully, for what reason would I work for your company? She said, because we have a great studio and we have great lighting and we have great editors that will edit your stuff down.
If I'm just gonna go. How does it work? So how does it work? How does it work?
You work for someone who's been
how? No. You keep saying the same thing. How? Tell me how the deal is. Tell me what the deal is.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because you're saying I'm having a handout. Do you know what a handout is, you idiot? What the hell?
I'm not saying that you just
said that though. You just said it was a handout.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm not saying that? You just said it.
The studio if there was.
You're an idiot, bro. You're an idiot. Move on to the next call. Yes. This guy's an idiot.
Crazy stuff that you were saying about slavery. You felt comfortable. You felt comfortable bringing the races around your immigrant African workers because you knew they wasn't going to say anything. They wasn't going to give you pushback because, again, they work for you. You give them the crumbs to eat. So, of course, they're not going to push back on you.
Well, Pearl has taken people on from Africa, which on the surface looks like a good thing. And I guess it is. Africans are being fed. They're taking money from her. They are feeding their family. Amazing. However, with a colonial mindset, this can be quite dangerous. And what happened during that interview with Nick Fuentes was that she used an age-old tactic that colonizers use, which was the divide and rule tactic. She pitted African Americans versus Africans when she spoke about how hard Africans work compared to how hard African Americans work. And she also used the term, my Africans. Much of what Pearl says is determined by her management, which she has said to me on many occasions that she shares with Candace Owens. So when you have a colonial mindset and you have a management who tell you what to say, what generally happens in my personal point of view and what I actually saw was that she began to start paying people pittance. She began to start offering contracts to people that owned them, just like a colonial master would.
Now, what's Pearl's number, aside from all this racism shit, what is her number one, what's the number one criticism levied against Pearl? What's the number one criticism levied against Pearl? It's that, from what I see, it's that she regurgitates stuff. Has anybody heard that criticism, or am I just making that up? Has anybody heard that this 26-year-old girl doesn't bring anything original into the space? This 23-year-old girl just regurgitates stuff. Kevin Samuel says something, now she's on it. Andrew Tate says something, now she's on it. She regurgitates. Well, now she's on a podcast talking about slavery was embellished. Where did she get that from? She got that from a man. That's not her idea. There's a particular man that wrote some books. My understanding, only like 2 of which Pearl has read. Pearl read some books, a couple of books, and then decided that she was going to get on a show and talk about what she read in those books. Did she have a full understanding of what she read in those books? Hell no. Did she have a full understanding, a full ability to communicate what was in those books? Hell no. Taking into account, she's regurgitating this man's arguments and taking into account what she's done for Black content creators.
Mrs. Second,
Dr. Hughley.
I trust you and our distinguished guests had a pleasant tour?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
I'd like you to meet Professor Simon Haley. It was through your generosity last year that enabled us to bring him here with us now. Professor Haley received his master's degree from Cornell University.
Well, Professor, you're the very embodiment of everything we're trying to do down here.
Thank you for the kind words.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our luncheon.
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hear that your magnificent choir won't be with us today.
Well, no, unfortunately, they are on a fundraising tour.
Oh, how sad. I'm reminded of the opportunity I had to hear them last year in my own home. Imagine Paul Robeson and this splendid chorus of colored voices in the same evening. Oh, the richness of tone, the power and vibrancy of that music. Dr. Hughley.
Yes?
My colleagues weren't as fortunate as I last year, and now they're doubly disappointed that your choir is absent. I wonder if you would favor us with one of those magnificent Negro spirituals.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but Jesus. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yes, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost down to the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. Nobody knows the trouble I...
From all your experiences with young and old racist white women, does it map on to her? And it doesn't. Pearl is a staunch conservative. I would imagine that this Nick guy is a staunch conservative. It's my understanding that Pearl loves Candace Owens. Do you know what Candace Owens is?
I don't want to be a part of this culture.
You can stick around if you want. You can go watch the original video for context. I got something to say to Candace. She's probably never going to see this, but I just want to say my piece. Hey, Candace. Hey, girl. You remember high school? I remember high school. It was quite a while ago. It was like 15 years ago. You remember 2007? I remember 2007. I remember some very horrible things happened to you in 2007, and some very racist white children called you, including the mayor's son, and said some very racist things to you and threatened your life. That should have never happened to you. That was terrible. I remember you sued the school board for that. I remember because everybody was talking about it. My family was talking about it. My grandma was calling up your grandma. The entire school system was talking about it. It was a huge deal because the mayor's son was involved. And you had the NAACP backing you up when that happened. And they got you your settlement. I think you should have gotten more, because I am always ready to let racists' pockets bleed. But regardless, NAACP backed you up. The black community backed you up. I don't know a single black person who was not backing you up. And I've read some of the statements that you've made about that time and about how no one supported you. And that everybody just threw you under the bus. And I do remember that. I do remember white people were very vocal about their want for violence towards you. It was deplorable. But that was not the black community. And, a lot has happened since then. You've definitely made a bed for yourself. You're lying in it. That's all good and dandy for you. You've decided to step on the necks of the people who supported you when you were at your lowest. And, those of us who've known you for a while have just watched you. We watched you switch platforms in 2017 when you came out on YouTube. We watched you go from trying to fight the good fight to realizing the good fight don't get you paid.
Thank you for the super chat. Dieta says, make that jigga wait. All Anton is going to do is jig. Anton, do you want to come up? Just come on up. Come on up and lie and say that you don't know what I'm talking about. Come up here and play dumb. Just come on.
Oh, Lord.
Let me try to make some space in here. Y'all get ready for Anton to say that he's appalled and to make himself the victim and make it about him and say that he doesn't know what I'm talking about and that he wasn't talking about me. Come on, Anton, come on up. The space is open. Go ahead, Anton.
Why do you do that? Like, why do you create the narrative before we even had a conversation?
I don't need to have a conversation with you, Anton, because you lie.
What did I lie about?
I don't want to go back and forth with you. You always say you never saw the
video.
You always say you never saw the video. You always say you don't know what someone is talking about.
What did I lie about specifically?
What did you come on here to say, Anton?
I came to say that this is some fake shit, Six, because you know you got my number in real life.
What
and
do I need to say?
Anytime, no, if you're gonna let me speak, let me speak. Anytime that anybody has ever had a question, you know we didn't always reached out to each other. I even when motherfuckers that I was rocking with, that I was paying, that I was having conversations with, when they was coming against you, I never turned on you. I never can. And no, hold on. You know this. You know this because we had real conversations in person. You sat in my crib and we had these conversations. You know I defended you. You know I never mentioned your name one time. We didn't always disagree on almost everything that we stood on. Me and you had a conversation about how much we disagreed in my motherfucking kitchen. And I told you specifically, I said, yo, if you ever got a problem with me, if you ever have any disagreement with me, all you got to do is hit me personally, and I will tell you to your face whether or not I got a disagreement with you. And then the next thing you know, I look up and I see my name in your mouth publicly. And it's like, wait a minute. How is my name in her mouth publicly when specifically me and you agreed that if we ever had a problem with each other, we would call each other directly? I don't understand. Like, how you gonna say one thing publicly and then move differently privately when me and you personally had a conversation and we agreed how we was gonna move when it came to each other? I ain't never talked smut on your name. I ain't never said nothing negative to you. I defended you against the very people that had their name in your mouth when it was against my own best interests. I held you down. I always held you down. And even when I thought that you had a problem, you said you had a problem with one of my homeboys. And I specifically called you when I said, yo, that ain't even the case. I remember specifically when you told me, yo, I unfollowed you because you was aligned with this person that I thought I had beef with. And I said, that ain't got nothing to do with me and you. I got a direct line to you. I hit you up if I need you. I hit you up if I have a disagreement with you. You ain't never got to worry about nothing, regardless of whether or not me and you disagree on this issue or that issue. And you told me to my face, Anton, I know you disagree with me when it comes to this whole black issue or FBA or whatever, but I understand you move differently because your actions show that you actually support black people. You married a black woman. You got a black daughter. You showed me love. I flew you first class to Detroit. I put you in the best suite. I had you.
As for the black man, got a loving wife and daughter. Still got to fish in the white man's cesspool. I have nothing but contempt.
In my kitchen, we talked directly face to face. You kicked it with my wife. You text back and forth with my wife. And now you want to sit here and act like we ain't got a direct line to each other. And then I look up and motherfuckers like, yeah, Six is saying this and that about you or whatever, so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Let me hit her up. I look up, unfollow me on Instagram, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, what the fuck happened? I thought we had a direct connection and we didn't let none of this online bullshit get in between us. If I have a problem with you, I will call you directly. If you got a problem with me, you call me directly. I ain't never put your name in my mouth, ever, never in a negative way. And you know this, you know it to be true. So what's happening? Like, why would you do that if you know me and you didn't have this conversation personally?
Are you finished now? Can I talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is wrong with me saying that due to your stance on Pearly, okay, which you are entitled to have, you a grown man. What is wrong with me saying due to your stance on Pearly, I just don't want to deal with you anymore? Why would I have to call you and say anything for what? You made it clear how you feel and I just don't want to deal with you no more.
And that's cool, but we agreed that we would say that directly, and we wouldn't do that publicly.
Directly for what? I'm supposed to go to your
that's what we agreed to.
No, I didn't agree to that. You agreed to that. You said, hey, you know, you could just come to me. And I was like, okay, I never said, oh, Anton, if we ever fall out, I'm going to come to you. There's no reason to come to you. You're a grown-ass man. I can't tell you what to do.
Rita, did she not say this directly in our kitchen, in our crib?
Anton, let me ask you this.
That's crazy.
Who was this video about? Because I find it very interesting.
It was no. It was specifically. You want to know directly? I'll name names. I'll name names.
No. Because I find it very interesting that 24 hours before you made this video, I did a video about how white people need to keep black people issues out their mouth. The next day you made this video. Who was this about?
Specifically, it was about Courtney. And the reason that I went into detail about it, because I said that specifically it was women that was working behind the scenes trying to destroy us and had different people working. And it was more than just Courtney, but it wasn't just Courtney by herself, but it was people behind the scenes when we had got into it, because when she left the Peef Network the first time, she was working with my enemies. It was about a lot of different women.
Okay,
but specifically, it wasn't about you. And
I mean, not just you, I mean, anybody.
It was not about Crimson Cure. I have never watched any of your streams about this whole Pearly thing.
Okay. So you still were willing to throw another black woman under the bus to put Pearly above and to take up for Pearly? And
no.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
If this video was not about me, then why did you say this towards the end?
Go be getting it. Of my very, very thankful, stop being envious, stop always looking to criticize, but instead look to add value and get your ass to work and push. When everybody else is grinding, you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs talking about I'm on vacation, I'm not shooting no content.
Now that's
about B. Taylor. B. Taylor specifically.
That's very interesting, because I have you in a DM conversation with me saying, why haven't you been streaming? And I said, oh, because I just got back in town. I spent this week with my dad. I'm back on it.
How long ago was that DM, 6?
It was only a few months before that.
So what the hell are you talking about? I just had a conversation in the stream with B. Taylor, and I told B. Taylor, get your ass off your ass, stop taking vacations, and start streaming. No. And it's literally on the internet right now.
Do I need to rewind your words? You specifically said, stop talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation. Not
months ago.
And you specifically said, keep on talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation.
Months ago. And then I just talked to B. Taylor and we did a live stream together.
So you're saying I told her, contact B. Taylor. B. Taylor will say that she had a conversation with you where she said that she's not posting because she's on vacation.
Let's call her. I'll pull her up right now.
I don't need you to call. I need you to answer the question. So she's
literally, it was about B. Taylor that I was talking about with regard to
specifically asking you. What I'm specifically asking you.
There's people in the chat that was in the live stream. They will tell you that it's true.
No. I'm not saying that you told B. Taylor you on vacation. No, I'm saying did B. Taylor, because in your video, your word said, keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation. So you're saying that you had a conversation with B. Taylor and she said, I'm not posting because I'm on vacation.
No, she didn't say I'm not posting because I'm on vacation.
Who were you talking about?
This video was not about you specifically.
Why are you not answering my question? Who were you talking about when you said, keep talking about how you're not posting because you're on vacation? Who were you talking about? B.
Taylor specifically.
But B. Taylor did not say that. What you said was very specific.
She didn't say those specific words. No, she didn't say those. Hold on. The fact of the matter is,
the first time that I collabed with you, and you brought me on your channel, and you were like, "Hey, Sigs, welcome. You dope. You super dope. I read your book." Then later on the stream, you were like, "Yeah." I mean, I didn't read your book, but like you're a smooth talker, Anton. I know how you move. Okay, you tried to convince me that you collab with Nathan because you hadn't saw the 7-hour live stream, but I knew you did, so I already see the way you move. I don't need to come to you and say, Anton, oh, you know, I just want to let you know that you're over here degrading Black women to defend Pearl, and I don't agree with it. So I'm not going to be your friend no more. I don't need to do that. I'm allowed to say, hey, I see the way he moving. I don't think it's healthy. I'm not rocking with it. I'm just going to fall back. The only reason why I brought your name up in this stream is because somebody super chatted and specifically asked. Other than that, people was walking around saying, damn, how come Six ain't talking about Anton? I had no desire to say nothing about you. So I don't know why you up here trying to check me like I owed you a phone call to tell you I don't fuck with you, and I don't.
All right, that's cool. I just wanted to make sure that we was on the same page. I'm with that.
On the same page.
All right, cool. Y'all have a good one.
Have a great life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. All that nigga, I'm not trying to hear that. No, nobody got the answer. I see what you specifically said.
And I'm not gonna try to end it. I'm not trying to put myself in it, but he didn't exactly say it wasn't about you either.
When I'm asking him, you know, who were you talking about? He still ain't answered the question.
He was like specifically her, but it could apply to all of y'all. It's pretty much what I got. But hey.
You know,
literally outworks us all.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more.
I would like to add to the conversation in 30 seconds or less.
Peace, Queens. Sis, that's how you supposed to do Koongz. You know what I'm saying? That dude chose his side already, so it really ain't nothing to talk about.
Exactly, nothing to talk about. And respect, you gotta respect people's boundaries in life. Nobody owe you nothing. Nobody gotta tell you shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things you peep, you're allowed to move accordingly.
And as I can recall, a lot of them cats, it was a bunch of infighting over there on that side. What makes it so pathetic is that it took a white girl to bring them together, which makes that shit is egregious. We not here to show Koongz the errors of their ways. We here to get them the fuck up out of the paint.